So indeed, you are here for a digital skills certificate information session, a partnership between Florida A&M and Pathstream. Brief agenda overview for what we'll talk about today. Introductions, we'll jump right in there. We'll talk about the partnership and also Pathstream. We'll give you overviews of the particular certificates we've identified, kind of dig into those details, let you know exactly what they're about. A platform demo, so you get to see what actually it looks like to be a student, to go through that course experience, and then of course, Q&A. So introductions, I'd like to hand it over to Phyllis Watson to introduce herself today.
Thank you, Brooke. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you all for joining us. We are so happy to have you. And as Brooke mentioned, I'm the Director of Continuing Education here at Florida A&M University. I've been employed at the university for almost 25 years now. And we're especially excited about this partnership with Pathstream and the programs that are being offered to our community, to our worldwide community. As a matter of fact, you all may know, you're tuned in to FAMU's presentation with Pathstream, so I'm sure you all know about FAMU and our reputation for very high quality programs. And these 4 programs are another effort that we are taking to expand the offerings, especially in our non-credit programs. Our 4-credit programs, our degree programs, have been around for a long time, and they speak for themselves. The quality of those programs speak for themselves. But we are new to the non-credit program side. So we're very excited and appreciative of this relationship we have with Pathstream to bring you very high quality programs that will make you marketable, even more marketable, and can increase your potential for earnings and for growth in your chosen field, whether you are where you want to be right now or whether you have aspirations to do something different. I think either of these programs can provide the kind of background that you need to be successful. So please sit back and enjoy. And if you have any questions, as Brooke said, be sure to get them together to ask at the end of the program. And we'll be here throughout the program, and at any time, if you want to reach out for more information, please don't hesitate to give us a call. Again, thank you so much for joining us this evening, and we look forward to working with you to make your educational dreams come true. Thanks, Brooke.
Thank you so much. And, I just wanted to absolutely reciprocate, the importance of this partnership and the importance of Florida A&M to us as a partner. I'll jump in really briefly with an introduction for myself. So my name is Brooke Hagan. I am on the learning design team at Pathstream. I started out in higher education, actually as a physics professor, really interested in educational pedagogy and specifically in educational technology. I went back to school and got a degree in educational technology and had the opportunity to build massive online courses for MIT. And then I was recruited by Microsoft to be on their STEM skills and employability team. So really great opportunity to look at what a company like Microsoft and other equivalent companies globally are thinking in terms of what are the kinds of skills that they really want their employees to have. And from there, I transitioned into my current role, which is a learning designer on the Pathstream team, where I think about, what are the skills that folks need and how do we create, develop, and deploy these really top-notch, effective and efficient learning experiences for folks that want to upskill to get these digital skills that are so important now. So to speak a little bit to our partnership, Phyllis, I know that you actually touched on many of these points kind of as tangent to your introduction. I was wondering if there's anything that you wanted to emphasize, or anything that you missed, or anything that we have here on the slide that you wanted to take an opportunity and talk about?
Okay. I would echo everything on these slides. Definitely. We've partnered with Pathstream, as I said, for these professional development programs, non-credit professional development programs, because they were a leader in this area. And this is something that the university had not done before. So we were excited to join Pathstream. The certificate programs that we offer are constantly updated. As Brooke said, she's an expert in that area. I am not. But they constantly update the curriculum. So you have the benefit of real-time expertise. You're being taught the very latest and the greatest in all of these different areas. So you can hit the ground being assured that you are amply prepared to meet the challenges for the professions that you are seeking to engage. And what we chose Pathstream because, again, they were the top provider of such programs, and because we want to provide our students, our community, with the very best education that there is out there to make sure that you succeed. So thank you, Brooke, for letting me touch on those points that I may have missed.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I really appreciate that you highlighted the constantly updated curriculum, and I will highlight that later on in the presentation, again, when we kind of speak to the particular details of these certificates that we've designed. And we are constantly updating them. So you're getting the skills that you need for current jobs and careers. So if you're on the webinar today, I'm sure you have some sense that demand for digital skills is growing, because that is why you are here. And we are seeing that middle skills jobs are increasingly requiring these digital skills, software intensive skills. But the good news about these jobs is that they're the fastest growing segment. They offer greater opportunity for career advancement, and then they pay more than non-digital roles. So really great opportunity to acquire these skills and then maybe achieve pivot into a new job, or maybe even just upskill for sake of promotion in your current job. We see that a lot with our students. Today, we're going to talk about 4 certificate pathways: the Facebook Digital Marketing Certificate, the Salesforce Administrator Career Certificate, the Asana Project Management Certificate, and the Tableau Data Analytics Certificate. In terms of what we offer, that the custom online learning platform we've designed employs tool-based learning. So if I go back to those titles I just mentioned, we have Facebook, we have Salesforce, we have Asana, we have Tableau. We have developed partnerships so that we can leverage these brands, the tools that you need to be a digital marketer, a Salesforce administrator, project manager, etc. And so you're going to learn tools in our platform in a hands-on lab environment, and you'll see exactly what that looks like when I'm able to do the demo for you a little bit later. In addition, you're not only practicing those skills, so you're going to learn the fundamentals, and you're going to practice those in a low stakes lab environment. You go in, you use the tool, you're going to practice those techniques, and that ladders up to projects we've designed so that you can actually complete projects and receive personalized feedback from an instructor, which we hear back from our students that this is a really important part of the program, is that you're not only able to get those skills, but you're able to get feedback from the instructor. And by the way, once you're finished with those projects, they become pieces for your portfolio, that you've produced authentic artifacts of the work that a project manager does, that a data analyst does. And now that's part of your portfolio that you get to carry into your job, your current job, or maybe a future job. In terms of the certificate, each of these certificates consists of 3 courses. And again, the work that we've done, the market research that we've done to identify these growing career areas. And you will earn a certificate branded from Florida A&M, which is really important that we have this partnership, that Florida A&M is validating that you have these skills and you've earned this certificate. In addition, you receive career services as part of the certificate program. And what that consists of is throughout that first course, or rather the first two courses, that you know, you can be sure, and in fact, throughout all the courses, you can be assured that the curriculum that you're participating in is career aligned and kept up to date. That is a part of what we do on the learning design side of the team. Weekly, you're going to receive targeted job opportunities in your inbox, but when that career services piece really kicks in is during that final course. So there are, we have a really great career services team, and we hear a lot of great feedback from students that work with them about the outcomes that they're able to achieve after that, after they get the certificate. And part of the work that the career services team does with individual students is resume and LinkedIn profile reviews, career coaching, networking support. So you can see there's a whole list of items that they will work with you on, that once you get that certificate, what's the best way to leverage that for whatever goal that you're seeking in terms of your career. A brief overview of the programs here. What I want to highlight is, you know, the points underneath each career certificate are the tools and the theory. For instance, if I look at the Tableau data analytics certificate, what you see is you're going to learn data synthesis. So that's really a broad umbrella for what you're learning. You're learning about data. You may not know much about data, and that's fine. We don't presume that at all. And you're going to learn how to manipulate and understand it and present it. And you're going to do that through utilizing spreadsheets. You're going to use MySQL. If you don't know what SQL is, that's okay. We don't presume any knowledge, but this is a tool. You're going to use Tableau. So what I like to highlight here on this slide is these are the main experiences you're going to have. You're going to learn the theory behind data analytics, and you're then going to learn how to apply that theory in authentic tools. So you'll be able to deliver meaningful work as a data analyst, as an example, or a project manager, or a Salesforce administrator, or a digital marketer. Program details: each certificate, as I mentioned, 3 courses, 18 to 27 weeks. That 27 weeks is the data analytics certificate. We do provide you a schedule to stay on track to complete the program. That said, it is self-paced. So you get to decide when it suits your schedule. We understand that you have a busy schedule and you are working, and you have a busy life outside of trying to complete this certificate. So it's up to you when that works for your schedule. And you will have a dedicated instructor. So the fact that you're sort of working at your own pace, on your own timeline, that's up to you, but you're not alone. You will have instructor support for questions, project support, grading, etc. In the end, just again, to emphasize the importance of this certificate that's branded from Florida A&M. So you're able to take that and put it on your resume, put it on your LinkedIn profile, use it as a validated proof point to future employers of your skills. So it's great that we get to come talk to you today about our programs, but also great to hear from students who, like you, went through this and what their perspectives were. So I'll just kind of give you a moment to look over a few of the testimonials that we have received from our students. So when I look over these testimonials, one of the things that I feel is really important from a learning design perspective, being on the learning design team, is that we want to design an experience for our students that is efficient and effective. So when a student says the course is nothing like a textbook, that's great. We don't mean for it to be a textbook experience. This is not a static experience. This is meant to be dynamic. You can dive deep into each lesson and then test your knowledge. So it is meant to be engaging and dynamic, but efficient and effective. We are going to present you with the material that you need to know, and we're going to present you with opportunities to learn it, to apply that knowledge, and to do it in a way that makes the most of the time you have to go through this certificate. And my consistent favorite here, the value of it and how to implement it step by step. There's no fat. It's all meet and we design it in that way so that, again, you get the most bang for your buck. To dive into the particulars, let's start with the Tableau Data Analytics Certificate. As Phyllis mentioned early on when we were kind of talking about the broad contours of our partnership, we really care about what are the important opportunities out there, the biggest opportunities for folks to engage in these growth areas for digital skills. And we have identified data analytics as one of these areas. So you can see, many, many job postings and robust growth in jobs requiring Tableau skills. Non-analyst roles are increasingly needing these skills as well. So if you were to go to LinkedIn, go to Indeed, do a search on just data, just search data and see how many jobs mention data, data-driven decision-making. That's coming up in more and more jobs. The way that data becomes important in jobs isn't just for data analysts or business analysts, though those are job titles that you might be interested in after this certificate, but data is going to be relevant, increasingly relevant in more and more jobs. And we see students who finish this certificate pursue jobs as data analysts, as business analysts. Maybe they apply their skill set into their current job, get a promotion. Another option is to pursue the Tableau Desktop Specialist exam. So, that's a benefit of our partnership with Tableau, is that you have this opportunity to take this exam. In terms of the courses, the first course is the fundamentals. So business analytics fundamentals, you're going to get to do an exploratory data analysis. So you're going to take a business problem and learn about how to use data to analyze data, to present inferences, to present insights, to solve a business problem. So it's a really authentic scenario in which to get the fundamentals of data analytics, basically use spreadsheet software to analyze data. And we don't presume you have done anything with data before or you've used a spreadsheet before. We're going to take you sort of from the ground up. And by the end of the course, you'll be able to confidently represent data and insights and charts and tables and put together a presentation of how to solve a business problem using data. That second course is going to layer on SQL, SQL, also known as SQL for analytics. And if you don't know about databases, that's okay. But basically SQL is a language that enables you to manipulate, databases. And that's a fundamental skill for doing data analysis. And you're going to learn that in this course. No prior knowledge necessary. That third course is going to be all about data visualizations, which is super important for anyone who wants to get into data analysis. And you're going to use Tableau, which is a really important tool that is used globally for data analysis. By the end of that course, you're going to be able to confidently create and design visualizations, dashboards, stories, again, all authentic things that you would do as an analyst. Jumping into Salesforce Administration. Before I talk about sort of the market outlook, I want to talk about Salesforce more broadly. You may not have heard of Salesforce before, or maybe you have, but if not, basically Salesforce has to do with customer relationship management. It enables any business to take data about their customers and use that data in service of maintaining good relationships with customers, of promoting sales, of promoting profit, of basically the essential functions of business. So really important software management tool, and it's used globally. They consider their biggest competitor, or they consider their direct competitor, to be Microsoft. So if you think about the scope of Microsoft globally, then you have an understanding for where Salesforce is also used. So to go back to just to speak to the applicability of the Salesforce administrative skills, any industry that has business is going to need customer relationship management. So you can see the list here is just a sample of where Salesforce is used. So huge growth opportunity with this set of skills. As far as, the industry data, career outlook, again, we're talking millions of job postings. We're looking at big job growth in the next decade for Salesforce skills, employers that are really looking for these skills, and even, non-CRM roles. So you might want to be a Salesforce administrator or a sales representative, but we see students who aren't necessarily taking those roles that are still able to use these skills in their current job, or maybe to, to enhance their skill set in their current job, to pursue a promotion. And also another opportunity here in our, as a function of our partnership with Trailhead, that you can, after this certificate, go take the certified Salesforce administrator credential exam. And that's a proof point in addition to your certificate to your current or future employment as validation of your skills. So we have our 3 courses here that comprise the certificate. We are going to start out in the first course, not assuming you know Salesforce, and we're just going to build your skills from the ground up. By the end of the course, you will have facility with Salesforce. So you'll be very comfortable using Salesforce and the fundamental, basics of day-to-day management in Salesforce. By the end of the course, you're going to build reports, charts, and dashboards. So these are all things that are authentic to the kinds of work that you would do as a Salesforce admin. And you'll be able to take that and add that to your work portfolio. Second course, the first course, you're really becoming a very proficient Salesforce user. The second course is really going to level up your skills into what is it to be a true Salesforce administrator. So someone who's comfortable on the back end, sort of making sure that everything is configured properly, and really extending your knowledge of Salesforce and your expertise into becoming an admin versus just someone that is comfortable using Salesforce. And that third course, we're going to jump into advanced topics. So we're going to take you from an admin to, even further your skills in that space, so that you're not just sort of using it as an admin, but you can explore sales performance, you can address business questions, that you're really a very savvy administrator of Salesforce administrator. The next certificate, Asana project management. And when I think of project management, I can't imagine sort of any jobs that wouldn't benefit from project management. I think about my own job and how my exposure to this certificate and some of the things I've learned have been beneficial. So non-project management roles also increasingly need these skills to in their roles. You can see the market research we've done validates that there are many, many job postings and good growth, strong growth predicted in the next decade for folks who want to be project managers, who want to be project coordinators. And once you are finished with this certificate, we have seen lots of folks who go on to pursue a promotion, go on to take jobs as project managers, project coordinators, but also you're prepared to take the CAPM, the Certified Associate in Project Management exam offered by the that's recognized globally, as an exam offered by the Project Management Institute. So another proof point in addition to your certificate to future employers and current employers. In these 3 courses, you start with the foundations of project management. In this first course, you have the opportunity right away to jump in. You're going to produce things that are authentic to project management. So you'll have a project charter, you'll create a stakeholder register, you'll create a scope statement. So again, you're going to come out the other end of the certificates with deliverables, with things that you're adding to your portfolio as a project manager. That second course, you'll see listed tools. So you see Asana, Google Sheets. You're going to really jump more into applying those concepts in an authentic way to create more deliverables, project schedules, budgets, communication plans, etc., adding to that portfolio of authentic work. And then finally, we've reserved that third course for risk, quality, and integration management. So leveling up your skills, taking that concept of risk management and how it applies. It's so important to being a project manager that we've kind of carved out an entire course for you to reflect on that and apply that to what you've already learned in project management. Finally, the Facebook Digital Marketing Certificate. The one thing that always sticks out to me on this slide is over 50% of all marketing expenditure in the US goes to digital marketing today. So in the lower right-hand corner is that statistic. And if you think about the power of social media platforms, I think it's a really compelling, and also that statistic makes a lot of sense, right? So there's huge opportunity in this space, and that is only increasing. This certificate is for folks who, again, you can apply digital marketing skills in your current role. I would say even in my role on the learning design team, we work with, marketing folks. And so it's helpful for us to understand the basics of digital marketing. It's a no regret skill set, as we say. So you can certainly apply those skills in your current role. You can become a digital marketing coordinator, a marketing specialist. These are just a couple of the many, many titles available in this space for folks that have this set of skills. The 3 courses here, that first course, Foundations and Strategy of Marketing, you're going to actually build a campaign. So we, again, don't presume that you have any experience with digital marketing, but we will expose you to, we will give you the knowledge that you need to be able to build a campaign. And that means that you'll learn how to do a SWOT analysis. You will build value propositions. You'll identify KPIs, key performance indicators, and marketing objectives. These are the fundamentals of digital marketing, and you'll apply all that in service of building a campaign. That second course, Marketing Analytics and Performance Optimization, really important topic. Now you're going to analyze how effective that campaign was. And you can see again here, we're using tools, Google Sheets, Google Slides, Google Analytics. These are the tools that you will use as a digital marketer to analyze the effectiveness of a campaign. And then finally, that third course, the social media marketing, I alluded to this before, but social media is so impactful and so prevalent that it warrants an entire course to kind of think about how you really can be effective in that social media marketing space. Further your knowledge with important tools like the Facebook Audience Insights tools, Facebook Ads Manager, and again, creating a social media campaign outline, producing authentic artifacts of the kind of work you would do as a social media marketer. So I will jump into a platform demo. I do want to mention again that if you have questions, certainly go ahead and find that Q&A button. Definitely feel free to enter any questions you have as I'm jumping into the platform demo here. What I'm going to show today is what your experience would look like jumping into that first course of the data analytics certificate. So this is business analytics fundamentals, and what we have, and this is standard with all of our courses, you're going to get that first section is just a welcome. We're going to remind you, or maybe if this is your first time in this experience, how does this platform work? So we give you a whole lesson about that, a course overview. So before you even get into any of the content, we set the stage for what business analytics fundamentals is. We're going to give you project details, so final project details, so you can be thinking all along the way, kind of what is the plan? What am I working towards? What I want to do is jump into a later section. So that was the first section, just setting the stage. Second section is an introduction to business and data analytics. So you may not know anything about data or analytics. We start off with the very basics. You're not doing any analysis in this second section. We're just doing an introduction. We're going to talk about careers because that's part of the reason why we're here. Give you some career information, help you think about possible career pathways here. Then we get into framing that business problem. As I mentioned earlier, this course in particular, you're doing an exploratory data analysis. So that means we're going to start you off with, okay, here's a business problem. You're not even going to think about data to start. What's this business problem? And then here's some data. Let's think about how we actually do analysis of that data to come up with insights to present a plan in terms of solving a business problem. So as I'm going to scroll through, because what I really want to do is show you an example lesson, that lesson that ladders into a lab, and then finally the project part in this particular section. So here we're in the sort of the fifth section of the course, and we're getting into data wrangling, where you're really using tools here. And I'm going to choose. So one of the things I'll mention before I jump into a lesson is we scaffold for you, sort of give you an expectation of how much time you're going to spend. This introduction is going to take you about 5 minutes. You should expect that this is just sort of getting you started before you jump into the next section, which this symbol lets you know there's a lab in this section. So it's going to take a little bit longer to complete that section. So you can budget your time accordingly. I'm going to jump into this lesson here called Merge Tables. It also has a lab. So just to show you what it looks like to dive in, let me get to the top of the lesson. So this is what a lesson looks like. You'll notice that at the top here, we have all the lessons kind of in order, and you can actually click between different lessons as you need. Maybe you want to go back and look at something that you just learned to reference for the current lesson. That's fine. That's easy to do. We're going to start with your learning objective. In this lesson, you're going to construct a merge of data sets in spreadsheets. So it's very straightforward. By the end of this lesson, by the end of this lab, this is what you will be able to do. What does that mean? I don't know. Well, we're going to help you understand what it is to merge data. And we're going to give you examples. So here you see, again, it's not just a textbook you're kind of reading. You actually have resources that are more engaging than kind of just static content. We show you tables. We show you what a merged table looks like. We have knowledge checks along the way. So you're able to participate in your learning. So you're going to learn a concept, and then you're going to apply it in a quick knowledge check to make sure that you're tracking along. And what is wrong with the merged table above? So I'll just type a word here. And just so you can see what the experience is like, you submit it. So here we have an explanation, and that gives you an idea. You have the opportunity to take the knowledge you've learned and put it in the knowledge check, and then you can check it against a sample explanation. So you can always be checking to see kind of where are you in terms of understanding the content. So what we want to get to is how to merge a table. And we've told you what merging tables is. We've shown you examples of tables. We've shown you an example of a merged table. And now we're going to jump into an actual lab where you get to merge tables. So let me click into the lab. And this is what we mean by a hands-on lab, right? On the left-hand side, you have a very scaffolded experience. So we have a lot of description to tell you, what is this lab about? We're going to tell you exactly what you're going to do in this lab under lab tasks. We provide you with reminders, sort of to highlight the important bits to make sure that you don't miss anything. And then you're going to jump in. So here's your first task. You're going to merge table 1. Now, just to show you again, the hands-on part of it is that I just launched this in my browser. Instructions on the left, the spreadsheet is on the right, and I'm able to click in and do the work, manipulate this spreadsheet to actually merge tables. And so I don't have to kind of open multiple windows or leave this at all, and I can do the lab and complete the lab effectively going through these steps. And so this is all built to be very intuitive, so that you're able to tackle this before you do it on your own. It's meant to be very scaffolded. The last thing I want to show you today is, you'll notice we clicked into this merged tables lesson. I mentioned there's a project, and what we do is we split the project into pieces. Here we're at project part 2. And so if I click into that lesson, let me go here. That's what I wanted to show you. This is what that looks like. Actually, this is now your project, but notice how it resembles the lab. So basically, this is meant to be a similar experience, but it's just a little less scaffolding. So now you learn the concepts, you're going to apply the concepts in the context of this project, which kind of brings all of the content together so that you're able to put together a very meaty, meaningful deliverable. And then you turn this in, and again, you receive feedback, and then you get to keep this as something that you can refer to, and it becomes part of your portfolio that you are building out in your data analytics career.